Hello, and welcome to the McGaw YMCA Camp Echo Porcupine Mountains backpacking informational video. I'm Kat Stein, the Adventure Trips Mesh Unit Leader, and I'm going to be taking you through today's info packet. So what will we cover in this video? We're going to be covering the location of the Porcupine Mountains, the trip itinerary, and any specific gear needs for the Porcupine Mountains backpacking. What we're not going to cover is the Camp Echo Adventure Trips program overview. We're not going to cover emergency procedures, general trip gear needs, or COVID procedures. Before continuing with this video, be sure to go and watch the Camp Echo Adventure Trips program video overview for summer 2022. Watch that video now. And before, if you've got specific questions about COVID procedures, please also watch our COVID procedures video as well. Okay, so now that we've all watched the adventure trip overview video and the COVID procedures overview video, let's get into it. You're going backpacking in the Porcupine Mountains. Now what? So the Porcupine Mountains are are part of a beautiful state park in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They are this section right here along Lake Superior. And so trips will start, board the buses from the McGaw Y, spend 2 days on site at Camp Echo preparing for their trip, and then they'll drive up through Michigan and over to the Porkies. It's a really beautiful vista, really wonderful state park. Super excited for everyone to get to experience the Porcupine Mountains. So a little bit about the makeup of the Porcupine Mountains backpacking groups. So there will definitely be 2 Echo staff members. They may or may not be lifeguards because Porkies is not a water-based trip. One of them most likely will be a lifeguard, and probably both. And then we'll have 1 to 2 21 plus wilderness first responders as well. They will be WFR certified, as we say. All of our guides undergo extensive training, including field expertise and experience, so that they can make sure that everybody is having a fun and safe time in the woods. There can be up to 8 participants per section of Porcupine Mountains backpacking, though depending on enrollment, the trips may be smaller. Porkies may also be a mixed gendered trip, and there will definitely be varying levels of experience amongst the participants. For some, this may be their second or third trip. For others, it may be their first. This gives everyone a great opportunity to learn and grow with each other. So you may be wondering, what am I actually going to do during my 2 weeks backpacking in the Porcupine Mountains? So let's go over the trip itinerary. So campers will arrive at Camp Echo on Sunday, and they'll spend Sunday and Monday preparing for their trip. They'll do all of their first day of camp rotations, such as the swim eval and their clinic visit and the big talk, where we do group norm and expectation setting for the Camp Echo community. And then they'll also break away into their individual trip and do their meal planning, their gear pack out, their personal gear pack out, a practice hike, everything that they need to do to feel prepared to go into the woods. Then Tuesday morning, they'll leave for their drive to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They'll drive all of Tuesday and camp outside of the Porcupine Mountains Tuesday night. Wednesday, they'll hit the trailhead and start their excursion in the Porcupine Mountains. They'll hike for 7 days in a beautiful loop through the wilderness, and they'll have at least 1 layover day to rest and recuperate and give their legs a break. The following Wednesday, they'll leave the wilderness and they'll drive down to Kettle Moraine State Park in southern Wisconsin outside of Milwaukee, where they'll spend Wednesday night cleaning gear, cleaning themselves, and closing out their trip as a group so that they can really honor and acknowledge the experience that they've had. Thursday, they'll wake up and they'll drive back to Evanston, where they'll be dropped off at the McGaw YMCA at 11 a.m. This is a little bit different from our on-site programs, which end on Friday, and we'll take the bus from camp back to Evanston Friday afternoon. So a quick overview of some of the conversations that might be had while that trip is on site at Camp Echo. I like to highlight here that they will have a 3 Ps talk. That's what we call our talk about peeing, pooping, and periods in the woods. While on site, our guides have a really candid discussion with our campers about managing these 3 things while in the woods so that everyone can feel safe and hygienic while they're away. The Porcupine Mountains has a pretty inconsistent bathroom setup. Some campsites may have latrines, and along the trail, the group may encounter proper outhouses. But for the most part, campers going on Porcupine Mountains backpacking should be expecting to dig cat holes and really be peeing and pooping and managing their menstruation in the woods. And don't worry, their guides will fully train them how to correctly dig a cat hole so that it's deep enough and buried enough and far enough away from camp to keep everybody safe and healthy. Also, while on site, campers, along with their staff, will discuss what their menu is going to look like while they're in the woods. So they'll spend that Sunday, Monday time deciding what they want to eat for every meal and packing out that food to make sure that everybody is fed accordingly. And of course, we prioritize the allergies and dietary needs of every participant on every trip. As far as communication goes, the staff on every trip will have regular check-ins with the staff here at Camp Echo so that we can make sure that everything is going smoothly and give periodic weather updates to the group as well. And should there be any emergency communication, it will be coordinated by the staff on site at Camp Echo with parents. So how do you prepare for Porcupine Mountains backpacking? Great question. First, you want to make sure that you've got the right kind of gear. We want to make sure that the clothes that we're wearing while in the woods are comfortable, quick drying, and synthetic. We want to avoid cotton as it's not going to dry quickly and it's going to become heavy when wet. And we want to make sure we're prioritizing function over fashion. It's okay to look a little silly in the woods. It's even better. As far as footwear goes specific to the Porcupine Mountains backpacking trip, you're going to want to bring 2 pairs of shoes. One, of course, is going to be your durable soled ankle support hiking boots that you've broken in and are comfortable for you on trail, and 1 pair of water shoes. The trip does spend some time hiking along the shores of Lake Superior, and it can be nice to take a wade into the water. Of course, when we're on backpacking trips and don't have personal flotation devices with us, we make sure that we never wade into the water beyond our waist, to make sure that we're being safe with water in the woods. But because it's Lake Superior, the shores are rather rocky and we want to make sure we're protecting our feet in the water. So be sure to bring 1 pair of closed-toed, foot-encompassing water shoes. If you don't think you're going to want to wade in the water, feel free to bring a pair of campsite shoes. Those might be open-toed Chacos, Keens, Tevas, Crocs. They should still securely fasten onto your foot, but make sure you remember that those open-toed sandals do not count as water shoes. Make sure to avoid bringing flip-flops or slides as they are not secure to your foot and can increase the risk of getting a foot injury. We're also encouraging all of our participants in Porcupine Mountains backpacking to bring a pair of hiking pants with them on trail. These are mostly in consideration of the bugs that can happen in the Upper Peninsula during the summer. By wearing a loose pair of breathable hiking pants, the fabric pulls away from your legs, and therefore when mosquitoes or bugs land on you and try to bite through the fabric, they're far away from your legs and can reduce the amount of bug bites you're getting. This is a wonderful intermediate step between wearing your hiking shorts and wearing your rain gear, which can be difficult to hike in and not breathable, making it relatively uncomfortable to go long days hiking in. So please consider bringing a pair of hiking pants on trail. Once again, just like all of your other backcountry clothing, you're going to want to make sure that these are synthetic and quick drying materials. Please don't bring jeans or cotton sweatpants. Every camper on Porcupine Mountains backpacking also must have a 65-liter hiking backpack. This is a backpack that straps around your hips so that all of the weight doesn't go onto your shoulders and can get transferred from your hips down into your feet, down into the ground. We are able to provide every camper this summer who desires one, as we are able to loan them a 65-liter hiking backpack from our trip center. Just make sure to fill out the Adventure Trips gear and preparation form in your Camp In Touch and make sure that you're requesting a 65-liter hiking backpack to be borrowed from us. Once again, highlighting again, we do have a 10% discount deal with Gearhead Outfitters in downtown Evanston, formerly Uncle Dan's. When checking out at Gearhead, just make sure to mention that you're going to Camp Echo and they'll apply that 10% discount for you at checkout. How do you think you'll prepare for Porcupine Mountains backpacking? Remember, you're going to be going 4 to 6 hours of activity every day, carrying a good deal of weight on your shoulders, and it's important to prepare physically. While the Porcupine Mountains might be more akin to large hills, there's still going to be a good deal of elevation changes up and down throughout your trip. So make sure you're taking the time ahead of your trip to exercise a little. Try to exercise at least 60 minutes every day. Some good ways to exercise are to go for a run, ride your bike, swim some laps, or even taking a practice hike if you've got a backpack at home. Try loading it up with some of the clothes and gear that you think you might be bringing on trail. Strap it on, put your boots on, and hike around your neighborhood. This is a great way to get a feel for the fit of your backpack and your boots, and it'll help you break in your shoes and notice if you're getting any friction or rubbing on your feet that might create hot spots or blisters. It's okay to look a little silly. You're going to really appreciate yourself for it when you get on trail and you already know how everything fits and works. Some other additional information is make sure that you do not bring your cell phone to Camp Echo. Camp Echo does not allow cell phones on site or on trips. If you anticipate taking medication while on trail, please be sure to check in your meds ahead of time with Camp Echo staff members. This can be done at medication drop-offs, which will happen in the days preceding the bus departure or the morning of the bus departure. When checking in your meds, please be sure to include detailed instructions about how you take your prescription so that our staff can make sure that we're giving you the correct medications with the correct dosage at the correct times of day. As far as money goes, all costs for trip participants are covered by Camp Echo. There's no need to bring any cash or debit credit cards. All meals, expenses while on the road and while on trail are covered by Camp Echo, including a souvenir for every participant. So don't worry about sending anyone with money. We've got you covered. If you've got any other questions, feel free to reach out to me at katherines@mcgawymca.org or our generic echoinfo@mcgawymca.org, or give us a call at 847-475-7400 extension 259. And make sure to follow us on all of the social medias for periodic updates about our programs. Thanks so much for joining us, and we're excited to see you on the peninsula this summer.